Didn't start. I'm here. What's up, everyone? This is the second Born Game stream. How many people got in here? 9 waiting. Come on, go live. Are we live? How much of a delay is on here? I have to check the actual thing. Main audio. Alright, checking levels. There we go. Yeah, that took a while to go live when I was just waiting. Alright, I'm actually going to check the levels on the iPad this time while we're streaming. So let me do that. We'll get everything set. And then, I don't know, just make some levels and we'll chill. Alright, testing. Me, I'm good. Game sound, yeah. Ah! Somebody watched a YouTube video. I get that reference. Alright, I'm gonna turn this a bit lower here. Alright, I try to actually talk louder. I'm usually mumbling and everything. Alright. No headphones. I'm gonna hear myself echo and then just get weird. Alright, guys, so I was just gonna, since I'm gonna be working on levels anyway, I figured let's go live and stream, talk to you guys, have y'all up on the iPad here. And that's about it. Nothing too crazy. So first, let's do. So yesterday, when the kids were playing the game, again, we should pretty much test everything, levels and all, constantly. I didn't even think that. Oh, there we go. All right, over here. If you jump down here without the shell, it's pretty difficult to get back up. So let's go ahead and revisit this level from yesterday. Brad has an ASMR voice. That would be pretty amazing. These guys get crazy numbers. We have 14 viewing right now. If it was ASMR, we'd have like half a million. Zach, you better not be ditching work for the chat. That wouldn't be responsible. Sounds like something I would do. Alright. So let's see. So the idea with this one, trying to strike a balance between when the level is just kind of easy, because if you kick the snail shell, it's just gonna fall down. And the more difficult parts are basically getting the snail shell back up. So if we start with this little angry face here. Let's see, so what do you think? Should we put this up, add some more stuff down here? Lunch break, good stuff, good stuff. I just ate lunch. Heard you mention a Switch version of Fancy Pants. I do keep mentioning that, don't I? I repeatedly keep mentioning that. Alright, so I should probably explain what's going on here if you didn't catch the last stream, since, I mean, these streams are pretty small. I don't know how much crossover there is. So I'm going to be working on the next content update pack for Super Fancy Pants Adventures. The links are all in the description. They should be. I think I did this right this time. Yeah, there they are. And if you're on the beta channel, you'll be able to play these levels basically as I make them. So after this, I'm going to make sure everything's uploaded. You'll be able to play whatever we made now, what we were doing yesterday. And then this should actually work. We're going to test this. But I'd like to give you guys an insight into how I work on the game and keep myself from getting too bored while just sitting here and repeatedly playing the same things over and over. So that's all I do. I gotta check the hotkeys on OBS. It'd be a lot easier. I keep seeing my cursor in OBS and thinking that's my cursor and then just completely freaking out. There we go. So over here, I think the level I was working on, I start by 0 or whatever because I'm a real programmer. And, okay, I'm gonna have to replace that because I gave myself some more slots. So let's make sure this is the updated version. And basically, you know, what I'm working on now, if you go down here, without the ball, can we get back up? Okay, that's way too huge, but we can do this. I don't know if I kind of try to use the kids as the benchmark, and obviously they have trouble with some of the more difficult stuff, but every now and then they beat a challenge, and it's pretty great to see. But I don't want to do the Star Wars prequels thing and dumb everything down for the children and then make everything terrible. I feel like that would be kind of sad. So I don't know, something like that. Too boring. So this is how I started making platforms, because the ink brush in Flash is really, or Animate now, is really good at making smooth curves since it actually cares. Do I have a set to fill? Or set as fill after? Let's see. Where is it? Come on, properties, you can do it. You can do your job. Alright, draw as fill. And then I just chop off these little round edges once I think it's working properly. So let's try that. So this is way too large. I mean, this is really most of what I'm doing all day. It's just checking it, making a level, checking it. Unless I'm animating or bug fixing, but mostly fixing bugs lately. And this is way more fun. Just lagging too much? Oh, God. Alright, sorry about that, guys. We gotta drop out. Bah, I'm back. No RIP. Save that for all the bugs. I'm gonna see if I need to lower the bit rate. I was testing it before on private and it was working pretty well, but hey, we'll figure this out. This is the second time I've ever done this. I just have to keep an eye on the little box. I'm gonna lower it. I think we're forcing it to 60. Because if you do it too low, then YouTube decides it's just 30 and that's unacceptable. Yeah, we're looking good. So I'm gonna lower this to 4,000. And if we drop out again, that should stream at a lower bit rate. But my internet's not that terrible, so I don't know what's going on. Alright, what did I do? What did I just do? Over here, did we export? I need to tell the game probably not to hide the mouse while I'm working on it. And refresh. So that's it. I draw something over there. Probably need to put a little window, because I'm going to keep forgetting to do that over again. We can put some platforms over there, I think. Alright, so it's possible to get back up. I'll think about that later. It'd be way more fun. Let's actually do... Let's do a new level. So give me a sec. I have to update, my main file. Go back in here. It's on the wrong monitor, of course, because why not? It's pretty funny seeing every now and then it'll go over to my coding monitor, the vertical monitor I'm using for OBS and such right now. I just think it'd be really cool to have a vertical level in Fancy Pass that actually uses that much space. Or like a game on the iPad Pro or anything with a Retina that and actually go by a pixel game using that size of pixel, so you just get this giant level on one screen. I don't know, it'd be funny. Alright, where are we? This level's probably nothing yet. Is that... Am I on the right level? Okay, yeah. Alright, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this level for level 5 and we'll start working on something new. Advanced VR. Somebody, there's these game dev meetups over here with, the handful of developers that we have over here, and everyone's working on VR. Every company that I know of, every person who's doing it as a hobby right now. And so it's always the question is, what are you working on in VR? And I'm just like, I do Stickman games, guys. I don't I don't think that would work. But it's not an exaggeration, and everyone's working on VR right now. it's the new hotness. I don't know if it's gonna end up just being like, I don't want to say a fad, but you know, how much staying power it really has. If it's big now because developers are excited about it, or if it's just like can be really grown from what it is. And I think that's what we're gonna be doing in the stream here. You guys say random things, I'll see it, and I'll just start talking. I don't know. I still want Metroid Prime in VR. I'd probably get a headset for that. Sell some organs or something. Phase-based VR, yeah, like Mega Man Battle Network or something. You've been sucked into a computer. But how many times has that been done? Like every 90s cartoon ever. Alright, so we go. So we have a level 5 over here. Let me make sure OBS is pulled up again so I can see what I'm actually doing. Alright, I'm going to forget to keep switching. So I should probably put a tiny window on this one too. Let's do that. I don't know, hopefully that's not going to make it too stuttery or anything. There we go. Should I shrink that? Let's do that. Baby steps, guys. We'll get this. Come on, go faster. Faster. Oh, we're going from the wrong... Wait. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, it's not going fast at all. Alright. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave that. So, okay, yeah, there we go. I don't know why it... Here, if you guys want to see what I'm doing. I'm trying to just cut that off since it's gonna be smaller on this side. And you don't need any of this. I wonder if it's gonna mess with the other view too much. There we go. Alright, I'll pull that back a little bit. Alright. I'll see how that goes. I don't even know where I should put that. But I'll try to remember to actually switch these. Oh no. Okay, that's fine. Can deal with that. Hope you don't hate black bars too much. Alright, so back there. Okay. So usually when I'm making levels, I have everything all set up for the different placers and things, so you can see a bunch of junk kind of off screen. So the easiest thing to do is just delete everything except for kind of the main pieces. I think at one point I had like template level made, but I don't know. OBS reset. Yeah, it's slow. I have one of those the Performance MX mouse, so you just kind of flick the spin. Was Cutie Pants ever meant to have her own game? Yeah, she was gonna be just a playable character. If we do, I keep saying we. Oh my god, what does that sound? What? I don't. This mic's really sensitive. I might just be rocking on the chair, and I'm not monitoring it right now. Are we good? Am I not making weird sounds? We'll see. I got kind of a rubbery chair. Yeah, if I do a Cutie Pants thing, I think it would just be just like a side story as part of the main game. So really, if anyone wants to give financial support for playable Cutie Pants, just get everyone you know to buy the game, and she'll be added for free. I don't know, I just don't like DLC. I feel like, you know, if a game's doing well, then you should just add stuff to it. You know, reward your fans. Alright, we can get rid of these. So we're going to keep one flat platform. Alright. So what do you think, guys? What kind of level should we do now? Going up, going down, just sideways? Oh, hold option. I believe that's been in there forever. They switched it for, so drawable stuff used to be the other way, right? And now they act like movie clips. But if you hold Option, you can do that. If you hold, what is it? Shift will do, you know, keep the aspect ratio, whatever you would call it for that. And then Option, you can do that. Same thing with the actual movie clips. They all act the same now. So downwards. Okay, we don't have any, I don't think we have any downwards levels except for the beginning of that. So now I'm gonna have to start thinking about, if we do something like that, what would be the obstacles for the player? Do you think having spikes or bottomless pits or such in a golf level would be fun? I guess that's something we could try. Let's see, I wonder then, could the player get the ball stuck on a spike? I don't know. How far down does this go? Not too far. Grab the background. Alright, vertical level, go. Now it's a vertical level. Super complex middleware we're running here. Lock that back. Alright. Probably, I need to stop. I kind of group everything by, like, what would be a baddie clip and what would be an interact, but eventually I just need to stop doing that because I have to keep clicking into different like containers to change things. It's kind of annoying. Probably just need to put everything on one. First Land Plains, the beta version, the blue level? Or did I actually show off the first version of Squiggleville Plains? I think that one was a little simple, wasn't it? Oh, the music, got ya. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have trouble actually keeping up with the chat, so I'll be one step behind everyone, sorry. Just play World 3 a lot. You need to play Super a lot now. Alright. So let's see. Pull it off to the side a bit more. Stream a new. If anyone's like streaming Super Fancy Pants, let me know. I haven't caught that many streams, only a few, and it was a lot of fun. And I keep saying, look, I'll like jump on Skype or something and talk about the game while you play. I think that'd be a lot of fun to do. Unless y'all are gonna be sick of hearing from me by now, or after all this. I mean, the reason I'm trying to do this, I just want to get better at talking about the game and, I mean, not mumbling so much in general. So we'll see. Everyone aspires to be a streamer nowadays. I kind of miss that, or miss that boat. Let's see, where's my... Alright guys, easy level or hard level? What should we start with? Keezy, yeah, Keezy was huge. Controls for the iPad. Yeah, I mean, the controls on mobile, I could, like, take half of them out, and then they'd be really easy. Or you could just not use half of them and still beat the game, like, without, you know, using, like, an up attack ever, or a slide, really. I mean, the controls are difficult because I didn't want to compromise the actual game for iPad. I don't think there's really an easier way to set that up. If anybody has any suggestions on mobile controls, if you look at the last update I did on YouTube, I actually have changed the controls a bit since then. They're more like visually prominent, which I think does something to you psychologically. That's my anti-skeuomorphism rant. Okay. Starting to feel more like a snowboarding level with the caverns and such. I'm trying to think. How do I want this to go? 25. 26. We're at a record of viewers. All right, let's start with something a bit less difficult. Just kind of just getting shells like over humps and such is usually pretty difficult. Not super hard, but you know. All right, I'm kind of thinking what I was doing when designing one of the last race level to give people more paths and options was to just you know, put more simple obstacles in the way, not anything crazy, but you know, platform here and there, give them more ways to go. I don't know if that's as useful in golf as it is when you have you know, multiplayer. It's providing customizable position. So on iPad, wherever you put your left thumb, that's where the controls go to. I think they're actually like way easier than the phone. I haven't really talked too much about that because I started hating in any platform I played on the iPad. It's like there's just two buttons and you got this giant screen though. See, that's why I don't do set as fill or whatever usually, because then you go to smooth and it does that. But on the iPad, wherever you put your left thumb, that's your left and right, and then your right thumb, above that's jump and below that's duck. And I mean, that's it. Like everything else in the game, all the other controls are just kind of left or right, but you don't have to do them as by muscle memory as much as the, you know, jump and move. Alright, so let's see, do something there. Switch that. Of course I did that, don't do that. Let's just do some freeform a bit here. I don't know how much I'm actually be able to think about making levels while I'm talking. Yeah, online multiplayer is huge pain. I'm kind of amazed that it worked in the last game at all, but we had, you know, a handful of programmers way smarter than me working on it. Their lead programmer was brilliant. He had like all the movement code translated ridiculously quick, and that is a pretty huge feat. He had the PS3 version running in like a few weeks. And we were using that fighting game network code stuff. So the game itself, the way it was working, you know, your game would be running normally, and then whoever you're playing against presses the jump button, and you know, it takes whatever 100 milliseconds to get to you. So the game, you know, tries to play normally, and then when the other person hits jump, it would rewind the game by how much time had passed, and then fast forward again in order to adjust his you know, so in order to adjust where you would be if it would have gotten that jump command at the right time. So it's just like crazy stuff. And I like the code has to be completely predictable, so you have to be able to go back in time and then forward in time and have it exactly where it should be. And I just don't think that would work. Because I use this like blobby hit test, I think, is the main problem. So it's not entirely consistent. I mean, it's good enough. You're not going to notice any weirdness while playing. If you do, that's just my code. But like replays were hard to get working in World 3 on the Flash version. I was trying to get bug reports through like replay codes. And if the camera was different, it wouldn't hit test consistently. Alright, so let's start going back down here. Have you ever played Uncharted? Of course I played Uncharted. I actually got a PS3 for Uncharted. It was the first game that really felt like next gen to me. Had a 360 a while before that, and Gears looked really good, right? But Uncharted actually like played next gen. All the animation blended properly. I don't think the combat was ever really great in it, but the way everything like moved and felt like a step above just everything else that came out before then. It's crazy. Have you ever played Fortnite? I tried it like 2 days ago. The Mac version's really terrible, and I didn't feel like booting into Windows at the time. So it just kept stuttering. Like, I could hold a pretty consistent 60 frames a second, but then it would just drop like down to 10 and then come back up immediately. So I was just getting horrible stutters. And I just had no idea. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really get it. I was kind of watching everyone who killed me. I killed one person the whole time. I was like playing for a few hours. Killed one person. And then watched everyone else, and they were like just building insane things whenever they got shot at. And I don't know, it didn't really sound like fun. I just miss old Halo. I saw that somebody was, or some team was like reviving Halo 3 on the computer, so I really want to try that. Because Fairley and I used to play Halo 3 like all the time. It was nuts. 31. I'm getting... Is it counting me? That's probably it. So yeah, 30. So Fancy Pants Man is in Newgrounds Rumble, so he's in at least one fighting game. So he should be in more. That'd be good. I mean, he has... And that was with Newgrounds Rumble. I was just started thinking about the pencil. So that was the first time he had a pencil. Like, he was not a fighting game character, or he didn't have any like a move set before Rumble, which I thought was pretty cool. So I don't know, what if we started putting spikes in here? What do y'all think? I think that would be... So the problem with going downward is if the shell gets too far in front of you, you know, the camera's just gonna go nuts. I don't think it's gonna get so far away from that it'll freeze, because the camera should keep up with it. But anyway, let's see. Probably gonna have to fix this. So here we go. We export the level. There it is as Swift. Jump back over here. Can we just do that? There we go. And let's go test it out. Diagonal. Yeah, if the spikes were flat and it got stuck on them, that would be a disaster. But yeah, most of the golf design comes from me just being obsessed with pinball, so it doesn't really make for good difficulty, but I love just hitting the shell and then watching it, like, do something. There we go. I think what would be cool, so like right there, right? That was a neat moment that I'd like to expand on, where it's rolling down here and I'm kind of waiting for it. So like setting up the shell someplace to try to meet it where it's going and then get it back up. That might be too far. And of course, you know, can we just entirely break the game by just hitting it as hard as possible from like the other side of the level? I think in World 2, the first level, right, where you go and get the snail, they had the little back and forth there. I'm trying to keep this out of the way. Ah, wrong one. Don't do that. Does this have an undo? No, of course it doesn't. There we go. Down here. But every time I hit the snail there, I'd let it roll down all the way, so I thought that was fun. I was probably amazed that my own physics were even working. Oh, that'd be cool. You know what I'm gonna do there? Let's try this. Where's my mouse? Where is my mouse? There we go. Let's lower this roof here so it actually has a place to like hit it and bounce that way. I don't know what this one's doing. Maybe So we can like do that. But that would actually be fun to bounce it like off of here to get it that way. Yeah, this is literally how I make levels. I do a thing and then I'm like, oh, that'd be cool. So if you guys find that interesting, well, that's amazing. We can sit here and talk about it. It's gonna probably be more like mindful of what I'm actually doing while I'm making the levels. Alright, so you can see that there. We did that. We did a thing. Let's see if we can get that to bounce over there. So load, refresh, and kick. There we go. Yeah, see, that works. Probably make it even higher. Go. Oh, of course. Didn't move this stupid boundaries. So if anybody tries getting on the beta and making custom levels, you have to keep in mind these boundaries here that'll you know, restrict the stage scrolling. And yeah, so if anybody 31, geez, or 30, it's crazy. If anyone wants to make their own levels, if you join the beta on Steam, oh great, we've disappeared. There we go. You know, join the beta on Steam. There's a custom folder inside of it that, oh no, that's not good. I guess we reset the stupid thing on properly. It's being a ball, but it didn't work right. Lovely. Let's restart that. Like I said, I just fixed where the character could kick anything over and over again. So I'm sure something's broken there. Or it's probably with resetting the shell. It like didn't clear something properly. So yeah, the shell's resetting is a bit of a hack right now. As it's supposed to be put back up like everything else is. That's cool. Let's do more with that. I liked it like bouncing back and forth like a funnel. And then you can kind of race it down there. The only character I know in Newgrounds Rumble. Isn't Smash Bros. Nintendo characters only? Dude, Solid Snake was in Smash Brothers. And Sonic. And Bayonetta. It's not really a Nintendo character. Oh, Ryu's in there. Alright guys, that's a good question. Who should be in the next Smash Brothers, since we're actually getting a new one this year? Which is amazing. Besides Fancy Pants Man, because obviously he should be in everything. Waluigi, no kidding. I don't know how he hasn't made it in yet. I feel like Waluigi would be one of those characters that I would just like love to hate online. Be like, oh my god, he's such a jerk, I'm gonna kill him. So I don't play that many different characters in Smash. It's mostly just Link. Because Link's great. Or terrible, but I find him fun. And but it's great like having all these different characters to fight and like have these pretend rivalries with. I mean, you can probably tell that a lot of Fancy Pants' combat is sort of based on Smash Brothers. Not really, you know, I would say inspired, because obviously it's very, very, very different. Though the, yeah, the Fancy Brawl version, Fancy Battle is definitely just a Smash ripoff. I think the numbers give that away. Alright, so let's open this back up. And then, I guess the problem with the spikes, do they still, I wonder if I have any spikes that don't reset the player. I might have to set that, where they just hurt you. I feel like getting reset, like all the way down here, would just be infuriating. Everyone would hate it. Alright, let's see that. Put a little bump, a little roadblock. Ink Pants and Smash. So like Pit and Dark Pit. He packs a hell of a punch. Really good 3DS game. Which one? Oh, Pit. God. Kid Icarus Uprising is like one of my favorite games ever. That game's amazing. And everyone is just a whiny brat about the controls, so I think they're fine. Like, just put the thing on your lap. It's not that hard, guys. But I tend to use either the Wacom stylus or the Apple Pencil or just some other stylus that I have lying around that has, that's longer. And I think that makes a pretty big difference. I can't be the only person who's ever thought of that, though. But God, that game's so good. The voice acting is just amazing. And the writing and everything. Probably say objectively that's like one of the best games ever made. Just the quality of it's insane. Alright, let me think. Could be neat to have... What I'm trying to figure out is if the player kind of makes a wild shot, like going into a new section. Let's say we put the goal over here. I haven't really tried it without... I think those are double-sided now, so it would work, so they're more like the basketball goal. If we just put it down here, right, and the player's coming from over here, and they just make this wild shot over here, would that feel like too much of chance? If they can just shoot it and sometimes make it in, or the first time they ever shoot it, they're gonna just be confused, or I don't want to make an instance where if you miss it, you might as well just start over. But I think it'd be really fun to have a basketball shot here. I don't know, maybe I should do this. I don't know. Let's try that actually. That sounds interesting. What if we do that? What would happen? And we can give ourselves a thing there. And again, the player's probably not going to be able to get up, but we can fix that later. Actually, I don't even know what the shell would do if we do something like that. If it would bounce more towards the goal or just be impossible to get in there. The pachinko, I kind of love the idea of pachinko machines, but they're so boring. There used to be this, I don't know what you would call an arcade game in Chuck E. Cheese, where you just flung this ball and it just went around this track and then went into this frog's mouth. It was almost like a mini putt thing. And it was so simple, but I thought it was the coolest thing ever because you'd flip it and the ball would do a million loop-de-loops and then be flung into this mechanical frog's mouth. So why hasn't there been a mini putt themed pinball machine? I find that really strange. I'm asking the real questions here, guys. This is the important stuff. Why the forest? So the forest theme is very inspired by the forest theme in Mario RPG. I absolutely love that song. So it's hey, let's do something more like that, more mysterious, since all these trees and canopy. Everything's a little shadowy. That was the idea behind that. That's one of my favorite songs in that game, though. In World 3. I think it turned out really well. When I say inspired by, it's not just, hey, rip this off. It's this is the feeling that game gave me, and I want to capture something similar to that. Or I think that is a good starting point for what we want players to feel in the actual game. Alright, so let's see how this bottom works, and then I'm going to start this over here. And then maybe try... Don't go in right away, that'd be terrible. That'd be cheating almost. So everything's so chaotic. It's pretty easy. I don't know, what do you think, guys? Is that too easy? I don't even know if we need that cover there. What do you think? I'll try to plan the next live stream a bit more. Maybe we'll get some more people. I have the weirdest work schedule. Usually I'm working really late at night, so I don't know what time normal humans do things. So So you guys are gonna have to like suggest times, I think. Oh, we switched. All right, so I'm gonna switch back and let's start from the beginning here. So reload. Did I even export that? I can't remember. Let's try that again. And reset. Oh, did it leave the stupid ball down there? Alright, we'll reset like this. I swear I tried to get it to tell the difference between a refresh and a reset. Alright, you can hide this intake for now. I'm in control. So I feel like everyone's just going to start off by kicking as hard as they can. So should the first kick actually lead to something useful, or should it be like a red herring? Maybe I should do both. Get there. Can I catch it? No. I want to play around with the idea like two-player golf, where one person's trying to make it in, the other person's trying to mess them up. Because I guarantee that's how my kids are just always going to play it anyway. I think it'd be really funny. Maybe we'll try that later. We'll do like a soccer type of thing. What do you think, guys? Is this too difficult for like most people? Like actually doing a precision hit in? I think that needs to be a little bit lower. I mean, I can do platforms that'll dampen the ball. That's what the golf hole does. Yeah, I think that needs to be a bit lower. Get in there. Bounce. Backboard. Let's see. Let's try something a bit different. I'm gonna have to reset the whole thing just to get the ball out of there. I don't think I can reach it in there. Let's do this lower. Do this lower. Actually, let's do this. Reset that. Get the ball out. There we go. Then go back here. Now we just kind of measure things, right? Kind of figure out about where things should be for that to make sense. Kind of level might work way better. Okay, let's see. Oh, the golf levels seem easy to me. Oh my god, can I not slide into it? Did I break that? Maybe I should look into that real quick. I don't want it to keep breaking. Let me see. I don't even know what that would be. Alright, you guys are going to debug with me. Let's go ahead and do some debugging. This is terrible. I don't know if this is good streaming or bad streaming. I need to change my background. Something fancy pants. I'll do that later. So you guys are lucky I got a new computer. This used to take forever. Flash gets confused with its ActionScript windows. Alright, so let's go through some chat. If we learn from the stream, it has to be good. That's true. Streams can only get better from here, not worse. Please create your own world for iOS. What do you mean your own world? I mean, because the iOS one is its own world. What are you asking for there? Alright, let's just do one. Let's see what's going on here. Eastern. That's pretty late. That's not bad. That's probably around when I would do that. Alright. Bugs. Look at those bugs. So good. Don't dwell on it too much. We're on 1785. Alright, let's see. Did I change that? Just hit. Who cares? Oh, and X is out of range. Why? That doesn't make any sense. Did it not add to it yet? Huh. I don't know. Maybe I need to put a fake thing in there. Let's try this. Let me set that up with a value already. Okay, yeah, that's definitely the code that's trying to, what is it? It's making sure that, you can't hit the shell again until you've stopped hitting it, basically. So if it can basically, sit inside of you and not do anything, but let's see if that works. Fancy Pants has a glitch. Fancy Pants has so many glitches, just because I'm always adding and changing things. Steam has stopped responding. As long as Oh no. The whole thing has had a glitch. Looks like OBS decided to join in on the fun. Oh goodness. No, you can be better, OBS. I didn't program you. Alright, let's check this out. There we go. We're good. Alright, we're still heading it. We have collision. Alright, sounds cool. Sounds cool. So let's go back to our other level. Stream keeps... Wait, did I... Oh, because we're on here. This is my test version. Let's pop it back over here. Have everything like exporting into different folders. Okay. Back to the real version. Oh my god. Come on. No, we're here. I swear. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's my uploads just being terrible or if YouTube's glitching. I don't know if I should try their backup server. Does anyone have any experience with streaming on YouTube? I have no idea. Why is there a breakpoint there? That's weird. Let me see. Alright, I'll set it to the no, I can't change it while it's online. Alright, well, we're streaming now. If it goes off again, I'll try the backup server. I don't know. Okay, so we're here. I don't know, can OBS automatically reconnect? I don't know why it does, why I have to actually stop it and start it again. It's weird. Anyway, where were we? What level did I just pop into a level without thinking? I'm on autopilot. Shell through a map. Throughout the map. Well, I mean, that was World 2. You're talking about, like, the main levels. Nerd Rage complains about everything. What hasn't he complained about? Did you make your own engine? I mean, it's done in Air. Everything is custom. I use Starling, the Starling framework for hardware acceleration, and there's a what is it called? For creating the sprite sheets on runtime, there's a sprite sheet generator that I didn't code, but I customized some of it. Can we get up there by just hitting it? Or we really? Yeah, I don't know. Have to kick it up. That's fun. That's fine. I like it. How long did you spend on this engine? Probably about a year. I mean, that was also learning AS3 at the same time. I probably need to go back through the game and do a lot of like cleaning it up. Because it's, I mean, same with World 1. There we go, we won. With World 1, I was building the game as I was learning the code. It was just, alright, I need to know this, how do I do it? And then put it in the game. In World 2, the golf finish level, I was thinking about bringing a shell throughout the entire map, so... Oh my god, that would be a crazy challenge. I kind of like the idea of that. Maybe if you didn't have to do it all at once, it would have to save where the shell ended up. That's not a bad idea. Right now, the only thing that is, like, retained throughout level changes is Fainspans Man. So when the spiders are, like, walking off screen and back on, they're just hitting a wall and coming back on. They're not changing levels or anything. And, you know, the levels aren't physically next to each other. They just load another level, and it retains all of Fainspans Man's animation and trajectory and stuff, and loads him back there. So that's hard. So Air exports to iOS actually very well. It's really fast. It has a ahead of time compiler, so it's not running in interpreter mode like it does on PC. In Starling, everything is sent to the GPU, so we're all running in hardware mode. And down to an iPad mini. I have an iPad mini 1 that's about as fast as an iPad 2. It runs pretty well on there, so I mean, obviously it's not as fast as if it was you know, code native, but nothing really is. See the shallows. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think you could hit it. Oh, to get into the background. Yeah, that's true. That would be, it would be a nightmare to get it through the approach, though. I don't know. I feel like you would try to do that anyway. So I don't know. Maybe we could try that. It would have to, yeah, it would have to use everything Fanespans does. And the shell's actually, it works as a bad guy, which doesn't really make sense anymore. It did at one point. It probably should just be an interact object. That's kind of how I have things split up in the game. There's the moving platforms, 3 different types of collisions, and then interact, which is like the loose squiggles, normal squiggles, poppers, spinners, anything that you interact with, and then on the baddie layer, all the bad guy stuff. And there's a few things that are set as baddies that probably don't really make that much sense. I think the mouse's scratch thing was a bad guy, and I turned that back to interact because it didn't need like gravity or collision or anything. But a tower with ink rising, yeah, definitely. So we have that in the remix. I mean, the good old box. Put that specific trophies. The trophies in World 2, since those were cameo levels, the trophies were from those artists. The money in this city were Swain's level? Did he just use his icon or did he use Blockhead? I can't remember. Does just detect any slope. We can talk about the slope some since we're actually in a mode where you can see everything. So you see how the blue is separated from the green, right? So the green is going to be like you can run up the thing, right? So he, retains all collision on that. If you jump into it, it'll compare the angles and not let you like land horizontally. That'd be pretty weird. And then the blue is your actual walls, so that's what you stick to. And I separate it out like that so that if there's like a corner, it's just easier for the engine to tell when you're supposed to like hang off of something. Let me reset this. And go, oh, now the shell behaves. Okay. Let's bring him over here. So any corners that you hang on are always going to be in blue, and it's just easier to detect. So like, you don't want them hanging from this little thing here, because that's going to be where you're going to be running. But then on, any sort of box object, now we're hanging. And it helps when you're like hitting things like this. Like if that was green, it would just take the angle of that and you'd bounce off of it, which probably isn't the worst thing. But for like, if you're going to be able to ledge hang on kind of a sliver of it, it helps to separate everything out. Yeah, and then the slope, the purple is a bit more complex. Let's see. Because it tries to remember like where it was. There's like 2 little feelers on it. So for the green, you have this ball around you, so it treats you like a ball. You can probably see there. For the purple, you're basically just 2 points. And it remembers where those points are and kind of adjusts them as they go. And let's go ahead and fix the corners there. Because right now it's going to treat it as, the feelers are going to go down on the edge, which it's not supposed to do. So I'm going to go back over here. And then like, yeah, these look good enough. I can kind of adjust them a bit later, but we're going to go ahead and slice them up. Let me zoom that in because I can't. And it really just detects, it checks a point and then checks like 3 points below it and makes sure that it doesn't get any part of it. Because if it doesn't, then that needs to be a fill. Then it knows that it's where the platform ends. All right. Load that over. Is that? Oh, because that's hidden. And when it gets to the edge, it actually, maybe I'll debug this out one time where you actually see what it's doing. But if it's detecting both sides, then the 2 feelers are on both sides of them. if it only sees one side, then it uses like that point to the right of him. So right now there's one point to the right of his foot, and then instead of having the point on the other side of him, the point goes like his width further to the right there. So it can just kind of retain that angle. So like right here, you know, it's using, can you see my mouse? It's using like right here is where it's detecting. Glue for weapons. Somebody saw the Lego movie. It's not a bad idea though. I like, yeah, it's, you know, how do I push the notebook aesthetic more in the next game, right? So stuff like that, like glue or paper clips, bottle caps, string. I don't know, like what do you find? I guess stuff like when I was young and bored at the mall, like shopping for clothes with my mom, like what I would try to stick together into something to like make a grappling hook out of a needle and thread that you could find in like Macy's or something. Just stuff like that. Like you know, Fancy Pants Man is the Fancy Pants Adventures is the celebration of idle creativity. So like you know, the fun things people do when they're bored that aren't just like playing on your phone. Alright, let's fix this little point there. Gotta love the little things that bug me about it. There we go. Alright, so another level. Think is that good? You think we can call that a whole level? Multiple weapons. Yeah, again, that's probably something that I'm gonna say I want to put in there, and then not. But I think that would be really fun. It'd be one of those things like, you know, how do you do this on the keyboard versus the controller? So maybe like, you know, the number keys on the keyboard and like D-pad directions on the controller. I don't know. That'd probably work out pretty well. Let's go ahead and close all this in. I think that's just less vertices. It should load faster if I get rid of all the middle vertices. I don't know, Flash is weird and like really bizarre in some ways, where instead of the performance taking a hit based on how complex the object is, it just takes a hit based on how much it's covering of the screen. It's really weird. Oh, you can't even see. Let's put that back. Yeah, we'll switch. Okay. I'll keep that for now. Okay. Actually, we don't even need that. It's just going to be some blank space there. Where are we? My mouse. I wish I could get it to not hide the mouse and the mouse is off of the screen, but it has a hard time detecting that. It's really weird. Probably have to just see if it's like outside of certain bounds, but it doesn't keep updating, so I can't just say like outside of the game bounds. But if it's sitting next to the bounds, it probably means that it's been moved off. Except that's something that like I use and players would probably never care about. Is World 5? Yes, that's why it's to be continued, because the next world is going to be a very different place. And we'll have, you know, maybe some different enemies. I'm sure the Inkies will be back. Maybe combat will be a little different because of that. Maybe levels will be set up a bit different. You know, we can... This game was all about making the engine, right? Getting everything working, getting everything feeling right. Getting all the animations in there. So now I get to spend some time on actually, like, making other things. And making things different. Putting some complexity in how the levels are set up and how you interact with the levels. So that's going to be fun. I'm like, honestly, I'm just really looking forward to getting to working on World 5. Or, you know, Super Fancy Pants Chapter 2. World 4 is still kind of the development title for Super. So that's probably what I'm going to say while working on it. Let's get back here, and I guess we'd have to be able to get back up here. Alright, so we're real quick, we're going to see if we can get back here without like messing with the ball's path too much. And then next, alright, I know what you can do for the next level. This will be more fun. we'll mess around with things. All right, let's check if I can even get back. Hide that for now. All right, so did I reset it? I don't remember. OBS, Advance. Where are we? Oh, we're all the way down here. All right. I feel like, you know what, let's work on that angle too. Probably not gonna go back to it. But it just kind of pelts it back down. Let's make it go a bit smoother. See if we can get it to deform properly. Love it if Adobe kind of worked on how things deform, like maybe based on like this size instead of specifically the like points inside of it. So like, you know, if I grab this, it's gonna deform based on like what it's between, and then add some more sometimes. So like it does that, right? Like that's silly. Why would you ever want those two hard points there? It doesn't make any sense if you're just dragging things around. I think it should be more like the warp tool in Photoshop maybe. I just feel like that'd be more useful, but I don't know, I don't really use Animate like most animators do. So I might be a weird use case. I know a lot of people kind of like draw something and then trim it and then deform based on where it's being cut. Oh, nap time's almost over. Maybe you guys are gonna be hearing the kids soon. Oh no. We'll get them to try to beat this level, so that'll be funny. Or maybe actually up some more, because that comes like really fast here. Alright, let's try that. It looks more interesting to me. We can kind of cut that. Man, the first iteration of the snail shell, like it didn't even stick properly to things. I think it just acted like a spider that moved faster. The first time you kicked it, it just went like forward. I think it wasn't until really late in World 3 that I even got it working like a real ball object. It's kind of crazy. Alright, let's try that. Did we export that properly? Yeah, and the shell's not going to come back up because I reset it and made the shell go down there. It like messes with its origin points, I believe. I don't know if I can change that. Ooh, that's pointy. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. We can't have that. We can't have pointy bits, or we don't want pointy bits. So we actually, let's make it intentionally pointy. Oh, you know, if you run up there, you can just get out like that. Probably don't even need that one. Yeah, but I don't know when people are. We'll see. We'll have both ways. Unless these like really get in the way. Alright, let's exit and come back in so we can test all that from the beginning. Yeah, I want to see how kicking it feels now. Picky collision. I'm like really OCD with how it looks. Like once the art's over it and I can't see it, that's fine. But you know, usually it's okay, if this is a ramp, you know, it needs to launch Fancy Pants Man exactly right onto something. But most of the time I'm just like, ah, that needs to look right. It can't look like that. Ooh, that's if I should change how that's shaped. Is that nah, it's not too common. It's up. Get back here. Alright. So now, oh, it barely even touches it. Oh man. I made it way too high. Lovely. Get back here. No, shell. You know, if we restart it there, and then I'm gonna refresh it in a moment. Yeah, sorry guys. This is really a lot of how I build the levels. Just, you know, draw it, test it, draw it, test it. See if it's if things are bouncing properly, if you get the right angle, if things land, or if jumps, you know, clear a gap properly. Man, it's like if you look into how Nintendo made like Super Mario Brothers 3, where they had to plot out everything on graphing paper. Like you basically have to have the level in your head first, and then try it, and then, you know, kind of adjust things every now and then, but you have to like reload just everything to change any little bit. Like, that's so nuts to me. I don't think I could make a game like that. Alright, let's kick it again. Wrong one. There we go. Aiming the midair. Like the buzzsaw, like being able to... Yeah, the buzzsaw was just like ridiculously overpowered. I might work on this a bit later to make it, give it more of like a... I don't know, that'd be cool if it would go up there, but... we're okay for now. Yeah, he can throw out his back now. Poor little guy. Alright, so we can pretty easily jump up here. Could probably do that with just one. Yeah, maybe we should, so... Can we just do this wall jump? Maybe I'll leave that side empty since you can actually go on both sides to do that. I feel like... Alright, let's see if I can fix this real quick. Give it more of a, like have it roll off the top of it. I don't know, there's that thing in mini golf. Like the last hole we have where it would go up and it would hit that and it would roll that way. I always thought that was so much fun. That's such a weird, I don't know, there's these things that your brain just kind of sticks to. That I just like really liked as a kid and kind of obsess over recreating these like really simple feelings of things changing directions in certain ways. I don't know, so much of like mini putt was so cool to me. Mini golf, whatever you call it. Putt putt. There you go. That's what I'm thinking of. And take those out. Alright. Alright, one more time, because I want to see if that top one works. And switch. There we go. So that's cool. I think I need to get the shell to pull the camera back faster. It seems to be off too easily. You guys have noticed we have not kicked the shell repeatedly in a ridiculous fashion once. Except for that stupid error. Fixed one thing, broke another. Oh well. Yeah, okay, so we can do that. That's pretty easy to get back up if we leave the shell there. And one last time. How difficult is that to get back up there? Video. We'll have the kids do it later. They'll probably get really mad at me for putting that in. There we go. My life. Yeah, so you understand? I was hoping that wasn't just me. I like new features too much. I get bored with the old game and start adding new features just randomly and just end up breaking so much. And I never learn. It's like, if you're not like having fun with your own game, I think it's kind of difficult to make it. It's like the 48-hour like game dev challenge sounds fun, but I feel like if I was just too miserable while making the game wouldn't turn out very well. I don't know, I haven't tried it, so maybe the pressure would help to actually like release something quickly. Yeah, and that's when people ask about Flash, I really think that's one of its just best features. Like, you can get something simple running so quickly. And then, getting everything to work in Starling and, get it on mobile or set up touch controls. Like, all that takes a while to get right. But just that you can immediately have something working. You can throw something on stage. You can see that object on stage. And then say, hey, you, do this when this. I think that's so important. And I think there's that, what is that engine? There's some other engine that seems to be going for that too. Just like a rapid prototyping engine. But I'm just glad that that's like really focused on. Every time Adobe starts putting features in that are like, oh, I don't know, just You know, they keep, or like, you know, stuff with like sprite sheets and all, just like more stuff to do before the game runs well. Like, no, I want less things to do before the game runs well. Don't give me more things. Like, you need to be able to cache everything. Like, I don't know why, you know, because the Flash itself is written in native code, so it should be able to do things way faster than I'll ever be able to do in ActionScript. So why isn't Flash handling that stuff quickly, you know? Flash good for non, but, well, yeah, I like, it's good at making them, but then it's really slow, right? So having vectors everywhere is great, but I have to cache everything anyway. I mean, it's cool that Super Fancy Pants is under 200 megabytes on Steam and has a ton of levels. Like, if they were all, if they're all bitmap, even at the same resolution, it would be, you know, gigabyte or so. It'd be crazy. How do I back up the save file? Google Fancy Pants, Super Fancy Pants save file, and the Steam thread will come up. And I or somebody else listed the two locations for Windows and Mac there. Hey, WJK! Hey, good to hear from you, man. You need to pop over in Discord for old time's sake. That's kind of been the new Born Games forum. We won't make you moderate and delete spam, I promise. We won't put you to work. Oh man, I wish Fairly was here to say hi, but she's at work right now. She's doing aftercare. Watching even more children. She hasn't gotten enough of our 3 kids. Alright, what was I doing? You made me forget. That's fine. We're talking. We're having a good time. Let's make a new level. How about that? I want to try... Alright, let's do a level with, like, moving platforms and such. I want to see how difficult that makes it for the shell. So again, we're gonna... So let's just save as. It should be easy. Make sure we're exporting properly. Make sure that works over here. Oh, sorry, I'm like bumping everything on the desk. We're on 6, right? So we're at 7 now. There we go. Okay, beautiful. So probably have to go find some platforms from some other level, because that's just the easiest way to do it. Did I just name it level 56? I did. Brilliant. That's too many levels. It's too many. Trigger-based system. Trigger-based. So people use big development words, and it seems to be just kind of what I'm doing anyway. How do you define trigger-based? Is that like when you have the big chart thing? Like, are you just talking about... I can't draw on that. It's all locked. Like, you know, here's your object. And then you got your object. And, like, that object needs to, like, gravity. Oh, fix that, Adobe. Fix it. Makes me write slow. That's so annoying. That right there. I go to that, and then nothing. And that doesn't work. Doesn't do that with a mouse. So if I use like Jump Desktop, it works just fine. But it only does that on there. Let's save that. Or am I thinking of something different? Let's see. Add Linux. If somebody can help me out. I know that you can put Air on Linux. Yeah, you got my level reference there. Yeah, Fancy Man, that's pretty young. Trigger system. Yeah, so kind of explain trigger system, or if this is what I'm thinking of here, or if it's something else, and I'll let you know. You didn't see my messages. Yeah, I'm sorry. I have it on my iPad, so I keep glancing down to see the messages. So if I start answering questions later, please just type it again. Can I make this bigger? I have to try that. Chat. No, this is other stuff. Chat. Top chat. Oh, is there potential? No, let's just do live. I wonder if it's blocking things. I put it on live chat now. Did I tell my theory that says the rain which is drop water? Yes. Look closely in the final boss. Hello, hello. Alright, where were we? I keep getting sidetracked. I was trying to figure what happened as I was live streaming. But it's better than, like, if I'm usually just sitting and working, I'm just sitting there looking for YouTube videos or something, and then I just spend all this time not doing anything. So I'm probably still getting sidetracked less now looking at the live chat. There it is. It's my whole thing. I had things and then there shouldn't be there, so now there's not things there. This whole thing with trying to like do a preloader online when I was doing the remix. You have to like hide your everything from the preloader so that it doesn't load it before the preloader. And so I had all this junk up here. And then in the next you have to like hide a clip that references your main, all your code. It's so bizarre. I don't know why you can't just say, yeah, this goes before everything else. Maybe there's a way to do that, but I'd rather spend my time making the game than fixing Adobe's stuff. Alright, so where were we? Let's clear this level. Or clear most of it. Let's chop out a bit of it. Oh, do we not have any more? We can drop. Oh, that's what happened. That guy got colored. There you go. Alright, so let's go. We're going to pull this down, something more horizontal. Because like, I'm trying to go around this, the origin point, just so the numbers don't get too huge. I don't think it really matters, but it makes me feel better about things. That's what really matters, right, guys? I'm trying really hard not to hit the mic while hitting keystrokes here. Are we on the thing? There we go. Get out of here. We can just go with this. I'll just take these. Not everything. Alright. What is that? That's pretty far that way. So we just stretch that. God, suggested videos on YouTube are just, like, they're wonderful, but they're also the worst. I love when you get to that video of, like, people sliding down a concrete thing from a water treatment plant, and just all the comments are just, how did I get here? Why am I here? I should be studying. It's just everybody's so confused, because they all got there the same way you did. Just suggested video after suggested video. It's great. Just sort of kinship. They're like wandering souls, lost souls on YouTube. Alright. So I might grab, what race level has that? One of the race levels has that with spikes. It might just be easier to do a few. Let's see. Is that gonna be easier? No, I'll grab it from here. I try to keep all the like empty placer clips updated. So here's like everything in the game. So we're gonna grab one of these guys. Replace. Yeah, that one's probably newer. Or no, maybe I changed something. I don't know. Did I delete a thing that was on there before? Probably. I don't think it's gonna mess with these though. Anyway, so let's see. So we got our options, right? We can do the thing. Where's the do? Of course, it's like not. Really? Was it another one? Oh, come on. I know the spikes can do that. They need spin. Yeah, the spikes have spin. I might just have to use that for now. Maybe these do too. I don't keep them all updated. Spin, that works. It's already on spin. That's weird. So let's try something just in the front here and see how well this works, because I think this could be cool. At least interesting. Or at least different. We'll try out things that are different. Yeah. Come here. It's a spin, and then move run. I think that's what's controlling that. Let's see if it is. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, now that is not the value for spin. Maybe it's just rock. I wonder if that refers to something else. I haven't used that in a while. I might have to check one of the levels. I don't know the songs. I don't know how good a background music that would be. I swear I have spin. Maybe it's just the max value. Let's see until this guy works. There we go. I got a spinning double-sided platform. Perfect. Double-sided spin. Oh, how fast should we make that? Let's make it spin the other way first. Max 0. And then definitely gonna need 2 of these. Alright. Did I refresh that? Did I just break both of them? What the heck? What did I change? Oh, yeah, not that one. That one. And the wrong way, of course. So how, let's see how hard that actually hits that thing. It doesn't. Beautiful. Of course it doesn't. I don't know, we can do like some sort of water wheel thing. Loading screen. You're in the beta. Welcome to the beta. Should just do this. I have to like block that. No, let's see how well that works. If that's even worth pursuing here. Okay, why is that so small? 30, that shouldn't be small. Yeah, let's push harder. Yeah, we're gonna make that a little larger. Did that just bug out? I wasn't watching, I was looking over here. Far side from there. These are just gonna have to be bigger. Yeah, make some golf levels. I'll have to. Oh, what the heck? That was weird. Is it getting thrown off whenever it hits the ball? What? Doesn't do with me, huh? Does it? Kind of. Okay, I'll have to look into that later. Oh, beautiful. Lovely. Break it down. Break down everything. Oh, that's lovely. Negative 20. Yeah, they're the same speed. I guess it's... Is it trying to update it whenever they get hit? I don't know. I wonder if it's trying to give the platforms its speed. Or do they just do that They're drifting apart. Why are they doing that? Of course they are, though. Of course. Spin, spring. No, they're identical. They're the same stupid platform. Oh, oh, you know what it is? I think I made them different sizes. And they spin. The speed is based on how fast the outer point's going. I don't know why I did it like that. Guess it made sense somehow. Alright, let's just copy paste. There we go. Double-sided doesn't work well with the ground there. Can I put the... I mean, I'm not going to pull it up where I could, I guess. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be streaming. How long have I been doing this? I'll think about that for the next time, though. It's probably not a bad idea. I mean, I wonder what is even playing right now. I think it's that other one. It would just be the same song, though. Mysterious golf music. What's it playing? Let me see. Remix boss. That's random. Should I leave that on? Okay. I'll leave it on. Let's think about this. Who did this? The problem, of course, starts to be how do we stop the player from just knocking the ball above, like, whatever's here. So I could put... Yeah, I mean, like... Oh my gosh. Beautiful. Yeah, that's probably why I only used that on the spikes before, though, because it was messed up for everything else. It's easier just to, you know, turn it off once you get hurt. Or, like, reset the player. It was working before. I think having the collision on the ground and the platforms at the same time. I haven't touched that code in so long. It's probably not very good anymore. The shell will go through you, like, slowly. I'm not preventing it from doing that. I was. Oh no. And that's the last place it's gonna be, of course. Yeah, there's no water in this game just because the swimming, I had to rewrite all of the what were we on 7? I had to rewrite all the animation in AS3, and the swimming animation was just kind of crazy, and it was still buggy. I never got all of the bugs out of it. It works. You can probably do that lower though. Water physics. Yeah. What? We're gonna have yeah, hardware accelerated CUDA water physics. 5. We'll probably do some sort of like point-to-point water thing. I just don't know how much CPU that would take up. I don't think that would be super difficult to do. See, it is drawing with just the brush. But, smooth to save the day. Alright, that doesn't, that's a little high. Let's see how this goes. kind of love goofy stuff like this where it just like keeps going. Gets up there. I don't know if we'd have to have. I have some platforms that like only let the player through and only let the shell through, or you know block everything but the player, or block only the player. All right. So nap time's about over. Do you think I should? Well, it's either end the stream or go get the kids and let them play with what I've been working on. What do you guys think? What's the vote? At a speed pad, yeah. Something like is in Fancy Snowboarding, just like a little booster. I'm adamantly against having that for Fancy Pants, man. No, it's so boring. How about face cam? Yeah, I wanted to ask everybody what they thought of that. I have the main camera I use is a DSLR, and the only lens I have that's really working well is like a portrait lens, so it's really zoomed in. You can probably tell from the last video I put on YouTube. But I can put my phone on there. That might work pretty well in OBS. So I just use the iPhone to stream to OBS. Oh my god, that's glitchy. Alright, so this is good. Like, I have this test, and it's pretty consistently glitching out. And the hardest part about fixing bugs is to make things happen consistently. I'm going to get bugs, I mean, even still on Discord, some things I can't reproduce and I have to try a few different ways. But I think it's, since it's touching the ground, it's ignoring the platform for just a moment, and then warping to the other side. Because other than that, the platforms are probably the most stable code in the game, except for them making Fancy Pants Man invisible and boss. Because those are just all numbers. They're not using weird hit tests or anything, so they can calculate exactly, you know, the right bounce trajectory from them. And I just keep track of like what side every object's on for that platform. And so, like, no matter how fast the platform's moving or how fast the player's moving, it can just always tell if one frame you're on this side and the next frame you're on the other side, then you have to land. So that seems to work really well. Go over here, go over there. Go away. Alright, I'm gonna go get the kids up. I'll let them play around with the new levels. Say hi and all. They're a bunch of hams. So we're working on World 5. So for World 5, a lot of this code... Oh, that's not a child. Here comes saying hi, Norris. Say hi. Hi. Now he thinks he's in trouble. Alright. You're fine with that. Cat loves to just jump on the sofa next to me and just yell. So whenever he's not being fed. And I usually feed him really late at night, so it's not even any time around food at all. Anyway. What was I saying? So, while working on these levels, like, you know, finding this bug here, adding switches, different moving platforms, that's all stuff that I want to use in World 5. So, you know, next time we stream, I'll probably have the switches in, and I can talk about kind of what I want to do with it in the next game. But yeah, everyone's hearing Norris. Everyone hears Norris. It's impossible not to hear Norris. I'll have to get Chuck in sometime. He can come say hi too. But I'll be working on features that will be used in World 5. You know, if you pay enough attention, you might be able to see like where I'm like thinking of going with the game. Alright. Can I stream work? Yeah. No, once I actually start working on World 5, I'm sure I'll stream that too. Like I said, right now it's just, you know, these are World 5 features. Like, anything that I code or fix or work on now is stuff that will be in World 5. But if you want to see, like, actual World 5 content, yeah, we'll probably do that. I'm sure most people are way more interested in seeing that than, you know, extra levels, which is perfectly fine. But I'm gonna go get the kids before I feel like I'm torturing them by making them stay in bed. They hate napping, so nap time's already torture. A feature. Bugs and features. That's all it is. Bugs and features. It's like goofy things like that, like I do here. Hit the ball in. Now this is just like a part of a level. You need to actually make a full level for it. So this is Seth playing right now. Say hi, Seth. Oh, look at all those bugs. Stop looking, guys. Censored. We need a. It's just. I'm gonna put a platform there where you can't go in yet. Oh, of course you would. It's an evolving door stuff. What are you doing? Oh god, the game looks so terrible. This is why I have my kids play the game. Because they're like, I'm gonna do this dumb thing. Beautiful. Yep, and that's all we're gonna do. Oh, hey, that worked. That worked properly. You guys proud of me? Play with, yeah. Go potty, run. Yeah, Matt lives out of town now. He went, you know, got married and did all that fun stuff. I don't want to talk too much about him. If he's in town, we're gonna have to like do a new arena battle. I've been wanting to do that for a while. It's just everyone's been so busy. Alright, so I think we'll play a real level. Alright, so we finished the level that we were working on before. Alright.
It's like a big giant, or just big one place.
Like a water wheel or something?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. So, what were we working on, guys? What levels were we working on? Yeah, so this one, so we finished, so Seth is going to play through this level. I can actually look on the chat here. World 5 for 2019, yeah, probably. I mean, I'd like to do it faster than that, but it's not going to take 2 years to do. It's... Yeah, you didn't show much World 4. Yeah, World 4 was, I'm trying to catch up with the comments. World 4, just the plans for that changed constantly. Like, kind of where funding came from, who was publishing it. How big the game was going to be, if we're going to just like break it up and launch a few different versions online, or you know, like in chapters online. It just was different. There was like never just a set plan for it, so I could sit and talk about things. And that's, I included the extra levels in the arcade because those are kind of how the game changed. It's a bit of an insight into how the game changed over time. Anyway, no, so Fancy Box, basically everything in Super Fancy Pants, if you join the beta, I'm basically treating the arcade like the Fancy Box. So you can do custom levels, you get extra levels, all the new modes. We're going to Fancy. Now, Fancy Box is in a different engine entirely. That's an AS2. So that's basically the arcade. I mean, the arcade in the beta has volleyball, it has the arena mode, it has hey, where did the ball? There you go. So it has all the things that the Fancy Box had, and if you're in the beta, you can make custom levels. In the arcade, isn't it? Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see what comes online as things settle down, and I can look back at, like, you know, putting a demo online at the very least to see what gets over there. I mean, everything I make can't be free. I gotta get paid eventually, or, you know, then I don't make any more games ever. It's very sad. Wow, that was a three-pointer. Good job, Zach. Do your little dance. It's required. It's part of the rules. Alright, let me see, and then we'll go to... Yep. Did I just do 5? So we're on 6 now? I don't remember, guys. Here we go, this is the new level. So this is what we were mostly working on. And Seth has to be blue. That's how you know who's playing. Seth's gonna be blue, Nathan's gonna be green. I think Brennan usually uses orange. Cutie Pants Adventures, man, one day. Maybe I'll at least upload a test. Well, since I changed over everything in the engine, all the Cutie Pants code doesn't work anymore, so I'd have to port it over to AS3. Otherwise, I probably would have just stuck her in somewhere. And she doesn't have any attacks or anything. Like, she can run around. She has some animations, jumps, like turning around, slowing down, all that stuff. Oh no. Wait, Seth. Wait. Oh, we've been doing so well this stream. Oh my god, it just broke. Alright, hold on. Let me reset you. There we go. Alright, sorry guys, I don't know what is up with internet. It's terrible. All internet is bad. So there you go, we're back. And we'll start the level over again. I don't know why OBS doesn't just automatically start streaming again. There's gotta be an option for that somewhere. I'll have to look into it. Like, that makes no sense, because it knows when it's broken, it tells when it's broken, and then it just sits there being broken. That's not very helpful. Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't personally break the stream, but it gives me a red box in OBS when it stops streaming, so if I let it go long enough, it just means I'm not paying attention. So you got, yeah, feel free to yell at me in the chat, but it's not working. There we go, got it. Remember, guys, remember when we worked on that? See, I like that. You guys, like, we have history. This level has history now. When we sat and thought about how things are gonna move. And there you go. And we were talking about, Seth, while you were sleeping, how difficult that would be to get it in up there instead of sideways like we usually do. And you did it very well. Like, it's too expensive, or it's just cost any money? What are we on, 7? Right? I think 7's the last one. So 7's just that, right? That's the test? Yeah, okay, so Seth beat our 1 level. Yeah, I mean, look, we'll have sales and all. Like, we did giveaways on... That's it. Just seeing how the code works. And it clearly breaks, so it's not very good code right now. Ow, in the face, in the face, in the face! Poor face. Yeah, get out of there. Go through that collision. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, most indie games now are like 15 and 20, right? I know the game's a little short. I'm still adding stuff to it. You know, we have multiplayer. It's not online, so if it was online, it'd probably be a $20 game. Yeah. Multiplayer for everything would be a $15, $20 game. And I mean, you know, we're gonna have sales again. And I mean, my main goal is to just make a game that's worth paying for, rather than, you know, just working on a free game, because I've been doing that for 10 years. Yeah, it's really, the drawing the levels just takes so long. I had help on it this time, but it was still, you know, I still had to get levels back. And once, the biggest problem, unless I'm fixing the art myself, once the level gets art over it, I can't change the collision, and I like tweaking things. I still go and kind of bend things around. That's a good part about all being vector art. But oh, thank you. But we still, having other people working on the art speeds things up, and kind of locks everything down. Beautiful. Oh, I'm such a good game maker, isn't that right, Seth? Look how good. I made my son laugh, so good enough, right?
Ow, ow. Hey, that's funny.
Bye-bye.
Oh, no.
No, this is just a test. There should be a big ceiling to stop you from doing that, but, eh.
How am I gonna do this? Try it.
Oh, the game's longer than an hour, come on. I mean, you get it through all this. I'd say it's 3 to 6 hours, depending on how difficult all the, like, challenges are, or if you're trying to get everything. So, like, 3 to 6, I think that's fine for $10. And then, the races and the remix is another 30 minutes to an hour to keep playing through.
Hey, I make 2.
Where did you go? Did you pick a bum level? You probably picked a bum level, huh? Bad Seth.
Why is there another person?
Because you tried to load this multiplayer, and then when you loaded a level that doesn't exist, it dumps you back here.
You didn't do
Yeah, Seth, you can. I'm just talking to the chat. You can pull up whatever you want. If you want to do multiplayer, I'll play some multiplayer.
Yeah, let's go.
Are we gonna race? Alright, let me go grab the other controller, guys. Here, talk to the stream. Say hi, everybody. Or stand up.
So, Fancy Friends event, so you get to do lots of stuff, and you can, like, you can do anything except for, like, some stuff you can't do. So. You can jump.
Alright, what are we gonna do? Oh, did it break again? It broke again!
Oh, no.
Breaks. Why?
That's sad.
I swear I checked it. Bad OBS. Well, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. Okay, it's coming. Create a new game. Yeah, let me get right to that. No, well, like a new game that's not Fancy Pants or a new Fancy Pants game. I kind of want to know if people just want more Fancy Pants or want to see something different.
Well, maybe I like to see.
Right? Can you repair the call-up bug of loading level when you walk? I don't. You'd have to send me a video. I mean, if you're spawning, if you're going, you know, playing the debug version, spawning players anywhere, and they break, you know.
I think the people like the Fancy Pants game that will stop me.
They want more Fancy Pants.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what they say. I like getting feedback from people. Alright, stream's working. So Seth wants to do... Actually, I don't know. Seth, what do you want to do? What are we doing?
Fighting.
We'll go to fighting then.
Which one? No.
You have to go over.
Oh,
Seth's pretending he knows how to read.
which one?
That's golf. Keep going. Got it. That's golf, Seth. You have to keep going over. There you go. That's battle right there. Yeah. We're not gonna have any audio. Alright, so I'm green. You're okay, so you got your color. I guess I'm player 2. That's good. Always love saying, alright guys, if you can beat me, you get to stay up late. They never beat me. They try very hard. Nope, ball. No ball. No ball. Oh yeah?
Yeah.
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 Oh, come on. That's cheap.
Yeah. Ow.
Ugh.
Yeah. I need you. Ow.
So why don't you stand up so you can close to the microphone?
Okay. Ah.
Do I have the... Oh, yeah, I don't have the special moves on there. Down, but it kind of stinks actually. It's a lot of fun. Battle. I don't know why I don't force those when you're playing battle. Come here, I'm gonna juggle you.
No.
Ow.
No, I get you.
Respect your elders. No!
Yay! Yes!
That's-
Yes!
Hey Seth, if you win, I'm gonna punish you.
What do you mean?
Nah, you're supposed to be really upset. You get timeout if you beat Daddy at his own game. Hey Seth. Aw.
Okay, but I get to stay up.
Yeah, usually you get like, yeah, we'll see. Nope, nope. Oh god, yeah, that's close. Don't jump around too much. You're jumping. Hey Seth. Come here. Jump on my head. Disrespect. Disrespect. Nope. Bye bye.
Oh no! Yeah! You made this Fancy Pants man angry! Yeah!
Wow.
Yeah! He's super angry! Yeah!
Nope, too angry. Too angry. Cannot deal.
Yeah!
Cannot deal. Too angry.
Yeah! Get off my phone!
You're just peeking the mic. So peeking the mic.
Yeah!
No!
Yeah! Finally!
Oh, I'm sad.
Yeah!
Nope.
Ah!
What? Come here.
Yeah!
Nope.
I'm super angry.
Guys, is Seth like peeking the levels? Do I need to turn down the microphone so we can yell at each other? I don't have it on auto. Because auto like tries to get way too sensitive. Nope. Oh, tricked ya. Tricky. Wait, you go through me. It's not allowed. It's not allowed, you cheater. Oh, something's bugging. You saw that? Something's bugging out. That's why we usually have to play in debug mode. Or in projector or whatever it is. The IDE. So I can see what's going on. It's like somebody's not supposed to be going through something. Wait. Yeah, further, faster. You can tell the numbers don't mean nearly as much as they do in Smash. It's just the attack strength has way more influence than the actual percentage jumping. You need to use the pie. Okay. Oh my gosh. Probably should have made him do that after nap time. Really, Seth? Okay. Oh, is it playing the... I can't hear the audio right now. Let's see, I think I have it on the headphones from the iPad. But... Yeah, I love that song. That's my favorite song from World 1. The latency is actually really good. Alright, so Seth ran so fast to the potty, I think he tripped on a step stool. So he'll tell you about it. Alright, so while I'm just sitting here waiting for Seth to use the bathroom. Any questions or anything? I'm sure I'll do a few after we fight, and then I think that'll be the end of the stream. We've been doing this for a while. Where can I find the Discord link? I should... No?
You go all the way to 0 lives, but now it's up to 2.
No, I wasn't on 0. What are you talking about? So that's cheating.
That's 2.
Alright, so we're fighting again.
Yep, whatever.
Okay, wait.
I'm never gonna be beaten.
Never gonna be beat.
Because I'm
So, the only, like, retail game that I worked on is Nefarious. It's some local guys who are working on that. I did the most, I think it's all the animations for the main character. I don't know if they actually added any other ones. So all of Crow's animations in Nefarious are mine.
Yeah, look, I did it. I did it.
Oh my gosh, you needed that. You were super damaged. And that's like me actually animating someone else's design, so not just a stick figure. I think that turned out really well. I like how all the animations look in that. Oh, I think I know why it's like glitching out. There we go. Yeah, 200. You almost said 300. You need to get out of here. But I did Mirror's Edge 2D. I did this. There's a Wolverine game. It's like up on Newgrounds stuff. Just look at my profile that I did with like energy drink marketing firm, which I think that turned out really well. I like it. All the graphics are great.
The first game that you started making.
They're asking about not. There's a few small games I did for Addicting Games. No Comments, probably one of the better ones of that.
Hey.
I'm trying to think. There's probably like a big one that I'm not thinking of. Probably Mirror's Edge 2D was.
It's like that to find a flag.
Mirror's Edge 2D was the biggest one. That's not Fanspan's, and that's like built on Fanspan's engine. Oh, I did a Grateful Dead game with a company that had a license for it. And I'm really proud of that one just because doing like a non-violent like platformer is way more difficult than someone just saying, hey, make me a Mega Man clone. Like I haven't gotten make me a Mega Man clone yet, which I'm kind of upset about. But like, you know, here's money, make Mega Man. Okay. That would take like a day. Because, you know, that's such a set formula. It's the you know, advertising games that are like, hey, this property is very antithetical to what, you know, the current video game themes. You know, make a shooter, make a platformer, maybe jump on bad guys. Oh, so close, so close, so close. Oh, I didn't backflip. I wanted the backflip over you. There we go. Backflip. Oh, come on.
Well, I'll be if you just keep doing that.
Go away. Go away. I have one animation of Brad. This is. Oh, is that the other one I said? That's on. That's on. Unless I said something really, really goofy. But I don't know, I don't really, like, make things out of context. You know, I don't... There's the one Fan Space Man animation. Did you kill me? No, I'm on 0. And I don't, like, really code just to, like, test out things. Like, I've done that a few times to, like, make some of the platform code really solid. But I don't really consider myself a programmer since I never just program or, like, learn programming languages just to know them. And I don't, like, really animate just to make animation. Alright, the game needs this, let's animate this. You know, the game needs this code, let's code this. You're able to use unlockable moves. Yeah. I just have a fresh save because I reset it recently while testing. If you unlock the moves, you can use them down. And, like, the stab on the head's a ton of fun. Saw Blade. It's not as overpowered as it was in World 3, but it's, it works pretty well. It's a good just kind of like charge to, you know, another use for charging in the air like that. Oh no, rocking out.
He's right again.
No, that took a while. I think we are done streaming. I need to see what your other brothers are doing. Seth's just running away. Seth, you're just go to bed. Go back to bed. That's right. You stop him, Ice Cream Pirate, dude. Tell Seth to go to bed. He says, can you go to bed? When your kids can't read, you can just tell them whatever. It's great. No, they just woke up from nap time. It's not bedtime now. Unless they're super terrible. Okay, now you're just playing the game. Would you guys be interested if I just do a playthrough of the game with me just talking about the game? Like beating challenges. I mean, kind of half of a tutorial. I guess I can timestamp everything. Kind of half a guide for the challenges and half just talking about the game. Yeah, director's commentary, but in a.
This is the best part where you get to see the prettiest plants.
The prettiest plants, they're beautiful. I do love the contrast of the plants to like the ink veins that show up. But that's really cool. Well, I added ink veins. Ink veins are mine. What's damaged? Yeah, the world is being damaged. I think. You can kind of see where it's all
You
pretty.
have to stop it. When I miss the end, you get to see it.
You don't, because it's a cliffhanger. You gotta wait for the next game. My own children. Don't get a sneak peek. There's nothing exists yet.
How about you do what
I want to
looks
see
like
adding
in the next
features.
game?
I mean, I could do a coding during a live stream. It'd probably be mostly me talking about things, because, you know, there's no... I'd be testing features, but that's like animation.
I want to get on these bad
With
guys.
making levels, I'm testing it pretty frequently, and we're seeing new things pretty
You say
frequently.
guys to get on a box out of you?
It's impossible to stop stuff from happening. Seth is like a freight train of voting. And he is so happy I can turn into a train. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do a full game. Maybe about half of it. Probably up to the pirates. So I feel like the beta map is a bit more realistic about this. I'm gonna make a pirate game. I want to make a pirate game. What do you think, guys? Should I just make a pirate game? Love seeing code. Okay, my code is awful. I promise you it's all terrible. Like right now, it still has stuff from the remix the first time, and like when I was literally learning how to code AS3. So I'm gonna need to like scrub through and just delete a lot of things, just comment out because I wasn't sure if I was gonna need them later or not. Like when with the dude who, you know, the Celeste guy released the code for the Celeste movement, which, you know, a million times cleaner than my code. And people are still like, oh, why'd you make it all one file? Why'd you do this? Just like, guys, the disdain I have for you right now. And look, I'm like hella jealous of Celeste right now, so I was ready to kind of hate on the code, but just seeing other people like bash the developer for not having clean enough code when clearly it works, just like, there's a circle in hell reserved for you. That's bizarre. Create a new game online. You know, if I ever do like a 48-hour challenge, I think I would do very frequent updates. It's really the last, like, what do they say? You know, the last 98% the functional part. Like once you get into polishing, it's like half of your time spent on making the last 2% of the game. This is when, unless I'm making new levels, things are going just really slowly right now. There's like, you know, one bug. I put a GIF in Discord when I fixed the kick bug because y'all been messing with me about that for
It's a big boss.
the big boss.
You'll finally get to
Dun, 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 dun,
Take me
dun.
to skip it.
No, you can whack it. I don't know. You wanna skip? Where do you wanna go? Do you wanna go to the plains or someplace else while I'm still talking?
Well, he said we should save all the bosses for supply.
Well, this guy's not really a boss. You can beat this guy. He's fine. Little block
Come here
collision.
and
Brad,
then
do you remember me? Yeah, no, I remember sending the stick figure thing. I probably, you'd have to do your other Discord name later.
He was inside.
Like to see co-op for the main game. Yeah, I want to make that happen somehow, and I've done it. Like, we were doing it at- We were doing that at PAX South just because I can kind of force it. I mean, I could force it in right now, but there's a lot of triggers where it like counts on only one player to walk through. You know, like if music changes or something. So I was thinking about, you can tell me what you think about this, having maybe the last arcade machine just being in arcade mode for all the main levels, and that would be where like time trials would be. So like speed running where you keep your time, and that would be playable with multiplayer. So I would just disable all those triggers. You know, maybe skip through dialogue, skip through the triggers in the village, and just have it extremely streamlined. And I can take all of that out. I think it would work much better in multiplayer. Yeah, I love watching speedruns of the game. Like, that's so cool. And I was asking, you know, what would help speedrunners earlier. I haven't had a chance to implement like timers and such. And I know, you know, based on how fast your computer's going, levels are going to load at extremely different times. So if all that gets standardized, it should help out a ton with speedruns. But yeah, just like an arcade mode for the main levels. And it's an easy way to, if you press R on the debug branch, it'll reset the level. I'm pretty sure I left that in even for the like the upload. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, of course I consider console race. It's just really hard to make it happen. Just the way all of the player code is. Like, look, here you go. Seth, can we pause a sec?
Sure.
Why not? I'll show you guys. Since y'all are like saying you want to see more like developer focused stuff. Let me pull up. Oh, you can keep playing while I'm pulling up. It's gonna show the sidebar. So we're winding down the stream. We'll look at some nice boring things. Everybody will be nice and sleepy.
That's the best part.
Fighting the bad guys.
Yeah. Maxi too, and make it witty again.
Yeah, there you go.
Blocks.
Now what Seth is saying might be something that I'm thinking about for World 5. So if you guys pay attention, you might kind of hear bits about things that I'm thinking about World 5, because I'm definitely talking about that quite often. All right, guys. So here's just the movie.
Hey,
No.
thank you.
Source code.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ow. Alright, stop for a second. I'm pretty sure they would like to see. So this is only for the animation, not the movement functions, not the collision. It's literally just no. Just wait a second. You can wait a second. This is literally just, I mean, the walk's probably the most complicated since it's flailing. It doesn't exist anymore. Like I said, everything's just coming out. The walk's the most complicated because it's broken up. Because you can land while walking, sheath the pencil while walking. I still say pencil because it's all pencil and code, but the pen. but it's all like, you know, if on this frame, do this thing. If on this frame, do this thing. If landing, do this. If you're running, cycle between 3 different types. Make the wind noise. You can go from the sliding if you're turning. It's all done by, you know, in hand or by hand per frame. And he's still trying to play. Where he is? Hey. You get a little bit of background. And since every single animation state is done separately, now, and there's some generalized functions. The gravity is standardized between them. I used to do it all like written out. It was nuts. Yeah, jumping's crazy.
Why am I not moving? I'm stuck on things.
Oh my god. And then like changing, you know, listening for the attack is standardized. Placing the head, predicting the ground, so you know you can see it. Or this, okay, this is just setting up the jump. So I have setup frame and I have an enter frame. So if jump setup, this runs, and the jump one's the biggest, just because it has to go between all the like, what would I say, the nested clips of the different jumps. I mean, there's like 8, 12, something. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. I don't know why I did that. And then the actual, like, now you're jumping, you know, rotate him in air, change the stuff. You can pause it. There you go. Change between if it's just looping the fall, blah, blah, blah. And so we have, of just the animation, 4,000 lines of code, literally just for the animation. Oh, cool. Hold on, guys. Alright, so I'm gonna let Seth.
Can I talk for a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead and talk. Go ahead.
So, Fancy Pants and level games, you get to do lots of stuff. Fun. I just had an idea you can clear in all the blocks, and for that game, got your idea for 5, and you can do whatever you want. So that will be fine. It's just me, Seth, talking here. I am having lots of fun. And we just, get these bad guys stuff, so people don't have to kill us, so it's like fun this way. And also this big guy, he's like a boss, and I push, whoa, look at us. Now jump at me, come on, jump at me, don't mind. Yo! Okay, I just do this. Yeah, there you go. I keep pushing him. Not just kidding, I have to do it. You out? Not
Alright, hold on. Here, Mom was gonna say hi to the stream. Hey guys, y'all asked me where Fairly was.
Hello. I am currently driving and I'm going to feed my family.
Aw, what a good mama. Isn't she a good mama, Seth?
Yeah.
Feeds her family. Thanks, Max says hi, Fairly. Bug W makes your game okay. Yeah, slow. That's. Yeah, well, let me say bye to Fairly and I'll come talk about me. Yeah, about stuff. So for the slow motion, I'm so crazy about the animation. I have a slow mo. Can we do that? Wait, there we go. Beautiful. You're Seth. You're. Oh, okay. That's your fault entirely. I gave you ample time to not die. I'm just so obsessive about the animations. While I'm working on the animations, I'll slow motion, make sure everything lines up properly.
Oh,
Now he's looking at my iPad.
Oh,
Pronounce my name? I have not. I will. I will. You're just gonna have to keep showing up
my
until I figure it out.
name's Seth.
No, his name. I know how to pronounce Seth. I'm very good at that.
No.
How can I activate? Yeah, so you have to be in the beta. It's the beta that has all the debug stuff. R resets, I refreshes custom levels, W does slow.
Hey, you can make a slow-mo by
Trying to make
yourself.
FTM store. What does that even
That
mean?
means you can make yourself a slow-mo.
How a W thing.
It's a great game.
Press
I guess
all the
you-
keyboard. Well, I think most of the keys are for multiplayer because I used to have to map them to the keyboard. And I don't know how easy it is to play two players on one keyboard. Oh my god, the important things in life. Alright, Seth. Ready? Set. And then you can see that I cheated the red animation as well.
Look at him, he's so happy. You do this forever. Not my favorite.
Baby English.
Oh. Can you make
Oh, you're trying to make a Phantom Man's creature in Spore. Look, you guys need to like send me stuff like that, and I'll show it on stream.
How about when I jump at him we do slow?
I just did that. I already did it. I did. Seth, get some squirrels. Look, they're giving you. Look, Phantom Man's is giving you advice. Ah. No, sorry. That is actually a good tip. Go back, bust some blocks up, get squiggles. Stream's getting kind of laggy. It's good, like 8 seconds behind now. I'm just doing. No, I love fan art. Like, you gotta realize, guys, I'm stuck behind my desk like all day working on this. You know, just knowing that anyone like cares about my like stuff, my art, my creation enough to make their own art, like that's incredibly motivating to keep making things. It's a really good feeling. Like I've gotten teary-eyed over reading some things. Like it's just incredibly validating. Don't waste all the blocks, Seth. You gotta come back and get them later.
No more, and then I get more squiggles.
Exactly. Look at those squiggles. You don't need them yet. No, you're wasting all the blocks. He's wasting all the blocks.
Good one.
This is kids. You say don't waste all the blocks. They waste all the blocks. That's what it is. Seth, leave the blocks. Listen, Seth, leave the squiggles. Stop. Leave the squiggles for now. Go fight the boss, and if you're low on health, go back and get more squiggles. You're not.
That's right.
Okay, try not to. Don't bring them on. There you go. Leave the squiggles for later. You're just wasting them. Alright, let's see if you can do it, guys. Can you do it? The Seth approaches the creature. The creature is clearly hungry and flapping his jaws.
And makes his baby.
And makes his baby.
And fancy he yells at his eye.
Yeah, it's him in the lips, I think you were doing. Wait, let him go. Go get some squirrels. That's a lot of babies. That's a lot of babies. I wanted to have an enemy that like would like break off into other inky things and get smaller or bigger and then like absorb the little guys and then get bigger, and if you like shot it, it would just get bigger and bigger and explode. There you go, in the list of things that didn't. Okay, you're wasting blocks. Don't do it. You're full. Go. You're full. Okay, no, you're not. You have an entire day-long life. Seth. Parenting. You can have an entire day-long live stream with just all the junk that didn't make it. You don't want to hear Seth laugh like a hyena? It's the Matrix. Wait, that swipe was off. Huh. Gotta check that. Mayor. appears. And you can see what stuff updates at the
So
30.
the man was in that monster?
No, he jumped out of the sky. He was just waiting for you to get rid of that monster. He knew you could do it, so he believed in you. Who's the mayor truly? I can't tell you.
Yeah.
The mayor's like a superhero. The mayor's amazing.
Okay, yeah, what is it?
Alright, I think I'm gonna cut Seth off here. I guess you can go down. I really like the like purple and
I think
that's really cool.
let's not let them see the boss.
No, we'll stop for the boss.
Yeah, and then you have to save me back.
No, we'll probably quit the stream by then.
What's this?
The king's just an idiot. It just goes up.
Oh!
In case you
Angry
didn't-
Fancy Pants! Oh.
You did that to yourself, Angry Fancy Pants.
Oh
my gosh.
Now you and the wizard. Oh, oh, it's a trolley.
A trolley? What?
Oh, he's angry.
Brilliant. Okay, if you have the game on Steam, go right-click it, like properties or something. What is it, guys? I don't know. Go to properties, go to the beta tab.
Strawberry does let them see the beginning since that's.
Oh, that's what we teased before.
Oh no. This is a cool part of it.
Alright. You have to go get the game if you haven't. I mean, you guys probably all have the game. If you're in the stream, you probably have the game.
We'll skip
I killed it. Why did I kill it all the way? I was gonna leave it open. We'll just do some races, huh?
Okay.
If Kitten Caboodle.
No!
Yeah, it's
Oh, I fancy that.
Kit. Here, well, I'm gonna type in the chat. Why does it? There we go. Kitten Caboodle. I always forget if it's Caboodle or Caboodle. There you go.
Yay!
Go do some races. I'm gonna talk.
Get to sun.
It's clearly established that Fancy Pants can talk in this game. Seth is breaking canon. Seth's breaking canon. What are you even doing? What is he doing? Stream, help me. What is my son doing? I don't know. Go do a race. Oh my gosh, go do a race. Bosses have been thrown away. It says, is it Caboodle, not Caboodle? I thought it's Caboodle. Try Caboodle with a D. It's in the Discord. I don't remember. Kitten Caboodle. What's Caboodle? Maybe it's Caboodle. Go with a D. Kitten Caboodle. Is that not what I wrote? I can't spell. Kitten Caboodle. Yeah. Kitten Caboodle. Okay, I like normally can't spell for anything. So you're making me like super second guess my own. Alright, you're not.
I'm
Oh
sliding
my god, what are you even doing?
I just slide it in. Now I don't know. Oh, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah, it's with a T.
I was so fun.
Kitten Caboodle. Could do some challenges or something.
Look how happy he is.
Favorite section of the game and work on design.
Why is he so happy?
Because he hit ya. Planes was a lot of fun because it's supposed to be more of a throwback to older Fancy Pants. So with this one, yeah, see, he smiles. In this game, I wanted to have like actual reasons for the design. So the first,
You go in the lava out.
for the first game, everything was just how do I explain it? So the first game is like cartoon logic plus video game logic. It's like everything's just kind of squiggly, and then there's a box that's like a Mario box because that's what video games do. And the second world had a lot of that too, which is like go get the pencil because you're supposed to. Like that's the thing that you do, right?
The pencil ones.
And then in World 3, or that is World 3, what am I saying? So it's kind of like this mix of cartoon logic and video game logic, which led to a lot of like lamp shading of, you know, go get the thing because that's what you do in video games. In this game, I tried to make everything, you know, this is this way, or you need to do this because that's part of this game, that's part of the story. So, you know, the rain lasts for... The rain lasts for a week or whatever, and so everything's kind of melted. So now everything is more abstracted and ruined, not because that's just how I drew it, but because that's what the rain did to everything. And so when you get higher up, you get the more purchasing of World 3, or the parts of the village that aren't. And my two youngest are just chasing each other, screaming, "No, that's mine, that's mine." Exactly, internal logic, so more consistent internal logic. But this was supposed to be the most fancy pants-ish part, the most pure. Just, you know, up and down and the old enemies. And so I think this was the most fun for me because I was just trying to perfect the older things that I was working on.
Say Fancy Benjamin. Say Fancy Benjamin.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I'm trying to tell the spider to say Fancy Benjamin.
Oh, say
Fancy
uncle.
Benjamin.
I think he means like say uncle. So it was fun kind of going back to that design and just trying to perfect it. And then for the older, the old later levels, it was more about thinking up more. It was more about new features, kind of figuring out the combat, figuring out fun things to do with that, or, you know, using the portals in different ways. So that was cool, but it is just more work trying to, you know, this was more like the fits like a glove level design that I just have the most fun doing, and then I try to step outside of my comfort zone for everything else. So while that's like fun, rewarding, and when it works really well, it feels great, but these levels felt really good to me. And this is my favorite song in the whole game. This is like the most fancy pants song to me. Fancy pants for Switch. I keep bringing it up too. Everyone keeps bringing it up, and I keep bringing it up. Why would that be? What's up with that? Let's see. So Fancy Pants is still in air. It's like the newer version of Flash, the desktop version. Oh yeah, no, Mike knocked it out of the park with the soundtrack. I love all the songs. You know numbers. You know where the squiggle count is?
It's right there.
Alright, so how many
I
do you
don't
know?
know that.
Well, do it one number at a time.
What? How about we start with one?
No. Stop. Oh god, no. What are we doing?
No.
This is not how this works.
How about the 18?
How do you number?
I think it's 80.
No. The 8 is in the 100, right? It has the same amount of numbers as 100. Guys, we're learning live here. We're learning live. It's great. So, what's the first number?
1.
In your squiggle count. What's the first number? So 8 in the what position? No, what position? What was the first one? In the front. Yeah.
Now it's 88.
So what?
I could say 88.
Okay. What number do you know that has 3 numbers?
A phone.
No.
100.
100. So 8. No, 8. No, not 8. 1. No. There's an 8 in the 100 position. In the 100 position. You have 8 in the 100 position. So 8. No.
8.
No. 8 in what position?
100.
So 8. 8. That's a number. That's another number that has nothing to do with what we're saying. Well, see, we try to make Fancy Pants learning. So 800. So 8 in the 100 position is 800, right? And then the next one is
9.
no. The next number in that order Yeah. No pressure. No pressure. I'm the one that gets nervous while trying to record myself. My kids don't care. I don't know how it tastes, but it smells delicious.
I have lots of skin.
This is my favorite level in the game. I don't know why.
Wait, why does he not know how to do
And so, well, it's over 100, and we said it's in 100 position. We had 8, it's 800, so now it's not 800 anymore, it's, look at your number, 900, 900.
There's never a 1000.
No, we're not talking
That'll
about
be
Seth,
1,000.
that's 1,000. You don't have 1,000 Seth. What's the next number in the sequence? So you have a 9 in the hundreds. What's the next number?
2.
2. And what if there's 2 and then one other? Oh, it's lagging whenever it is. Right there. 2 and then one number behind it. What number is when there's 2 and one number behind it? Death. Squiggle death. Did I lose all the? Wait, we have more. Okay, Seth. So like 2 0. What's 2 0? 20. So. Oh no! Stop getting squiggles. This is made more difficult. All right. So we have. All right. What's 3 0? So. What's 3 0? Yeah. What's 3 0? What number is that? 30. So 900. Say what you just said. 30. 930. What's your last number there? 939. We're learning, guys. Everyone's smarter now.
Yeah.
Why do the kids think 15 minutes game?
Yeah,
I'm lost. Sorry, Chad. I'm getting lost.
I can do stuff though.
You know what?
Fancy Friends is a great game.
So I come from.
You should play it if you want to play with
Is
us.
Seth giving the send off already? I'm trying to talk here. Kid, I'm still streaming. What are you doing?
No.
Kid, I'm streaming.
I get the dog.
Somebody hungry? I don't know.
No. I get the dog.
So
I get out of Janet.
I took psychology in
I'm
college,
big
so
boy.
I try to think about how people learn. I mean, it's, you know, video games, where people, playing is learning, right? Don't let anyone tell you anything different. If somebody is playing, no matter what they're playing, they are learning. That is what playing is. Fundamentally, human nature. If someone is playing, they are learning. If somebody complains about video games rotting your brain, it's because they're learning things that you don't want them learning, right? It's not that they're not learning, it's that they're learning the wrong things. They're learning systems, they're learning social interaction, they're learning game mechanics, they're learning how the game feels, all this stuff. I'm probably talking to a room of gamers, so I don't think I'll argue this. But so I started thinking about a lot of like legit learning software, like how that actually works. Real quick.
If you want to play the best game ever, don't play any other game except for Fancy.
Well, you can play Smash Brothers.
It was just that.
What about Metroid? Seth, can they play Metroid?
So that's a really good game. It's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
fancy
Exactly. As good as. That's a compliment.
You're
But
like,
so I started thinking about like how to structure games to teach kids stuff that educators would actually want them to learn. And like one example, I thought of the like Mega Man beam system. So like I didn't grow up with Mega Man. I absolutely love the games, but so I don't have the beam order memorized like anyone who grew up with the games would. But just taking something like that and associating an order or you know, something that does more damage in the game, and using that bit of information to associate to other bits of information. So if the beam is named something, you know, one thing, and then the boss either has a certain characteristic or is named something, and then getting kids to learn, you know, that these two bits of information are associated by having them play through a game and enforcing that association by having this one weapon do more damage to this one enemy. And just like, I feel like that would just be more effective than like any educational game.
okay, I can't do that.
Oh,
What hat does this get you?
it made me stop not liking drawing. Made me. Who doesn't like drawing? That's awful. Everyone should like drawing. Drawing's the best. We need to do some like live animating sometimes. I know I did a video of that. I think the only problem with me animating, I redo it over and over again and delete it and test it, and it takes me forever to do anything. Fairly, your son jumped on an elevator. I'm gonna have to show Jenna that. I'm sure she'll love it. Seth jumped on an elevator. It was really dangerous.
No, I did not.
I thought my art
Daddy
worked.
just
It's great.
did it.
I thought about new attacks. Yeah, of course, obviously. Yeah, it's, I mean, the thing with art, the thing with drawing is just like any other skill. Like, my art now is way better than it was just like in high school or even college. It just, you need like something to draw, and then you need to draw that something over and over again. Otherwise, you're not gonna learn. So you just like need a reason to draw. I used to like do mazes and stuff. And if you're gonna draw out these mazes, which are kind of like drawing out levels, then you have the things you want to put in the maze, and you have the obstacles, and you have the good guys and the bad guys, and you like set up this context. So like just trying to draw a character itself, it's still more difficult to like learn how to draw. Because you just draw this one character and then you'll be done, and then you either like it or you'll hate it, and then you'll be bored and you won't do it anymore. So you have to like set yourself up a world and a context, and that's, I mean, honestly, that's what Fate Expanse itself is supposed to be. Like, the world taking place in a sketchbook is supposed to be that context of somebody trying to create a world through drawing. I drew a look, send me. Well, you can go to custom, go make it. I'll try to get it so that you can load it in like the races do with custom. Working with EA. I mean, yeah, a lot of that's, I don't like talking about, like, because that's personal and business, but, like, to see if I can say something more generally, because it's kind of how I think of the video game industry in general. I like my setup where I make the game, and then I talk about it, and I'm basically the one selling it, right? And when you have an entire industry where you have one group of people making the game, and then you have another group of people whose only job it is to sell the game, right? Like, that's their one job. They make the game sell, and they do it any way that they can. And we see a lot of, and EA didn't do any of this. You know, we discussed everything. They were great in that way. Everything was approved, and we discussed different ways. And Congress been the same way. You know, we're big on having other people stream the game and talking about the game behind the scenes and all that. But on a more broad scale, with these games that cost hundreds of millions of dollars, you have these guys making it over here, and you have these guys over here that their paycheck depends on getting people to look at the game, and they'll do whatever it takes to get people to look at the game, no matter how good it is, no matter what, you know, it's not about what part of the game is unique and well done and all that. It's about what part of the game is going to sell. And then you get these trailers for movies that just look nothing like the movie, right? And I think it kind of does the same thing with video games. So I like being able to like speak for myself and speak for my games, and if the games are good, that's, you know, very rewarding for me, and if they're not good, then I have to own that and work better next time. It's not about tricking people into buying the games or presenting a false image of the game or anything like that. Alright, I think the game's been out long enough that we can show this part. Right? Like, should we stop? Is anybody like spoilers here? Too late. Close your eyes, close your eyes. Alright guys, it is dinner time though. Alright Seth, if you can get through this, then it's dinner time. So there's all my ranting. If you can't, then I go eat anyway. You made it through, goofus. What was that? You're a goof. Alright guys. Anything else? Is there any questions that were like lingering that I didn't answer? Because that I then we'll like cut off with new questions. Should live stream making the goal? Oh, you should, yeah, definitely. I'll come say hi. Let's play speedruns, being EA Sports. It's kind of funny because EA Sports, or EA Big, like, I kind of thought of EA 2D as, like, EA Big, because EA Big was awesome, and EA 2D was awesome. And they both had very good public perceptions, because they made, you know, they did, well, we did Mirror's Edge 2D, and people like that. EA Big did SSX, which is an amazing series. Well, the first game's amazing. Tricky's pretty good. Three's okay. That's how it goes. Thought about new attacks. Oh yeah, I said yes. We'll have new things. in that. I don't know about specific like moves. If I can think of something that won't make the game more complicated, sure. I mean, even like little things like being able to shoot while hanging, maybe. It's kind of it's new code. Yeah, that's the code itself is like making a new
How
move.
about has some of the old moves?
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna ditch all the old moves. Yeah, okay, wall running, we'll probably bring that back in some way. Maybe not holding up and then going up, and like stopping your momentum, but definitely being able to go up a wall, like from the ground. And is that good? Yeah, everyone join the Discord server. I'll try to actually respond to things more, but this is probably the best time to talk to me. I'm actually working and talking to people at the same time. MLG, no pencil! 360, no pencil. Alright, I think it's a good time to cut it off. Wah, wah, wah. My beautiful
Bye.
desktop.
Have fun.
Have fun. Go play. Go join the beta.
And
I'll try
good
to set up.
job.
Good
That's
job.
fun.
What?
You can get to play anytime you want.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to
You'll get
give
to
some.
have
I'll try to give some more. I'll try to give some more. Oh my God, talking over children is difficult. I'll try to give some more notice on the next stream, or it'll just be, maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll just do this. I'm just working on levels, so I might just do this more often if y'all don't get bored of it.
We could make it every day. We could try
Tweet
to
it
make
out.
fancy pants and that
Tweet,
would stop
tweet.
if you wanted to.
Seth, tweet it out. Tweet.
Tweet. Tweet.
Children stream. I'm not gonna do video of my kids. I don't like having pictures of kids online. I think that's just a bad idea in general. If I'm doing it myself again, maybe I'll put the video up.
So have fun.
We love you,
good
Broadborn,
job.
and stay
Have
fancy.
lots of
Love you
fun
guys
with
too. I hope this isn't too delayed. It looked like it was a bit
Have-
lagging, but
Have fun with fancy pants and good luck.
all right. Good luck, everybody. Stay fancy.
And stay it's fancy pants.
What?
And be a superhero like Fancy does.
I think that's what Fancy Pants Man is supposed to sound like. Seth makes
Fancy
jokes that are already there.
Pants Man. Be like Fancy Pants Man. Get your own pants and hey up. But make sure you get a
Fancy
big one.
Master says,
And
"Stay
then-
fancy, Brad and Seth."
And say yeah.
Oh my God. I'm just
Hey,
eating.
you
I'm
can-
just gonna eat. Y'all have fun. I'm gonna eat. Seth's just gonna yell at y'all.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Guys.